Aloha, you're watching F5 at Agility 2015 here in Washington, D.C., the Gaylord Resort and Convention Center. Now, one of the cool things about many F5 events is that you can get F5 certified at F5 events, particularly this F5 Agility and the Mobile Testing Center, what is it called again? The Mobile Test Center is set up here in at the Gaylord Resort, and I'm thrilled to have one of my favorite people in the world, Ken Salchow. He was my first boss here at F5, and now he runs the certification program here at F5. Good to see you, Ken.
It's good seeing you, Pete. Not that anybody could ever really be your boss, except your wife.
Yeah. So first off, the certification program was kind of conceived in 2011 and officially kicked off in 2012. Can you tell us a little bit about the beginnings and where you are now today?
Sure. So we had an old program. It ran for almost 10 years. It just wasn't very rigorous. Most people thought the tests were too easy. So now in 2011, we did a whole process where we revamped the entire program, started from scratch, got rid of everything. We launched that in 2012. Now in 2015, we're 3 years later, we've got our 8th test in beta right now, so 8th different exam. We have about 3,500 certifications that we've handed out to approximately 2,700 people. And by last count, we have close to 13,000 people actually registered for the program. So they're all ready to take at least their first level exam.
And so what do these exams actually cover?
So the exams cover everything from ground level basic TCP/IP characteristics, so understanding how to do that stuff, stuff we used to do back in the day. And then they progress up the scale. They get harder and harder. Our 300 level exams focus on individual products, so like the local traffic manager and application security manager, that type of stuff. And the most recent exam that we brought out is as a solution expert. So it's kind of above the individual products and the individual devices, and how do you bridge them together to create a solution for a customer. So the first one is security solutions. It's in beta right now. We actually held the beta open just long enough so that people could take it here at the Agility 2015, and then we should have that out by the end of this year. So our first really solution-oriented exam.
And that was really one of your focus areas from the start, right? It really wasn't necessarily about you just got to know F5 stuff. It was really about knowing the basics about networking and applications and really having a good baseline of knowledge over and above the F5 or big IP specific functionality, right?
Yeah, it's the same stuff back when you and I were in technical marketing, right? I mean, we focused on a lot of things. F5 has had a history of just assuming that people know as much as the people inside F5. And that's not really the case. A lot of people are just discovering our technology, and that means that they have to have a base layer of knowledge underneath what we assume everybody already has. So that's one of the things that we really wanted to do, is we wanted to make sure that they had that base layer of knowledge so they could be successful when they got certification, whether that was working for us, working for one of our partners, or working for one of our customers. And then beyond that, as you know, in the cloud and security solutions in the enterprise, we interact with so many different devices, so much different technology, that to be successful at using F5 equipment, you really need to understand the entire environment. So we really tried to stretch these exams and say, we want to make sure that people actually know where these devices are going, not just how to turn on a big IP and configure it.
So now, as we've been doing this little interview here, we've had a number of people, come in and come out. What is the actual process that someone would go through? So, like, if like this individual just walked in right now. So, how do you go about getting and taking a test and getting certified?
So it actually starts before they get here.
Oh, okay.
So our program is closed. So unlike a Cisco or a Microsoft, where you could just go to a testing center and take an exam, you actually have to register with F5 so we know who you are, and that's part of our maintaining the security integrity of our exams. Right. So first you'd go to certification.f5.com, you'd register to be part of the program. Once you do that, you'd be authorized to take an exam, and then at an event like this, you would go out to Pearson VUE, you would register to take the exam, in this case at our mobile test center, and then you prepare, you study, you do whatever you need. When you get here for the day of the exam, you come in and you would register, you'd sign in. Yep. You need 2 forms of ID. We take a digital picture, we take a digital signature. We don't do it here at our mobile test center, but if you went to an actual Pearson VUE authorized test center, you actually will do a palm vein scan as well, so a biometric. A lot of people think that's a little over the top, but we actually have kicked out 2 people from our program for life for violating our retake policy, and they were caught by the biometric scan.
Wow.
So once they're registered and they're in, we do all that stuff. We take them into the exam room, and they take their exam. When they're done, they come out, they get a score report, they sign out saying that they're still them. And then a lot of times, especially in an event like this, we have some goodies that we give away to let people, really tell other people that they're certified. The difficulty of these exams has really escalated from the old program. People used to complain they were too easy. Now they tend to complain that they're a little too hard. But really what that says is that people who have had that certified label on there, whatever level it is, they have a right to be proud.
Yeah.
I told you, but I failed the 201 exam, so I didn't even achieve the first level certification. These are not easy tests, and those people who make it, they deserve to be proud.
Yeah, bona fide certification.
There is no doubt. I would have no qualm about hiring anybody that has F5 certified designation for any of the jobs that we've ever done.
And I hope one of these days, I actually considered it a time before, but to actually kind of go through the process with you guys, come in, sign in, well, register first, come in, sign in, biometric myself, and go take one. So maybe we'll check that out at some point.
Yeah, well, we can make that work. We can't take the camera in the room, though.
Of course.
Nice.
And if you do, once you take the test, as he was mentioning, you probably see the array of goodies behind me. You can get one of your F5 certified hats, which I wear actually quite often all around.
Well, we actually have different hats that designate which level you've been certified. So that's like a program hat that just talks about the program. But we actually have for administrator and technology specialists, we have different hats so that people can actually really show what they've achieved.
Forget the knowledge. I want the hat.
And the T-shirt,
And the T-shirt.
We're old school.
I really appreciate your time, Ken.
That's great seeing you.
I love seeing you, always. So a lot more about the F5 certification program. It's grown tremendously over the last couple of years. It was a brainchild of Ken ever since I've known him, at least a decade. So it's really cool that, you've gotten it off the ground and it's as successful as it is. Congratulations, Ken.
Yeah, mahalo.
Mahalo. So for my brother, he's actually, you might not know this, but he's the godfather of my daughter. So Ken is family. For Ken, I got tripod holding the camera right now. I'm Peter, and we're with F5 Networks. Thanks for watching.